with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have.
For nearly the past year, one storyline has refused to disappear from women's basketball. While Caitlin Clark continued breaking records, filling arenas, and bringing unprecedented attention to the WNBA, Sheryl Swoopes repeatedly found herself at the center of controversy because of the comments she made about the rookie sensation.
Your peers, they will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
Right.
How can you separate the two? It's kind of hard, right?
And I used Jack, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big.
From questioning Clark's achievements to downplaying her impact, the criticism continued to build. But now, another basketball legend has finally stepped in.
Two-time Player of the Year, two-time National Championship, two-time Tournament MVP, first woman to dunk in an organized game, gold medalist. Thank you for making time. Welcome to the show, Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Miller has publicly defended Caitlin Clark, and her latest interview has completely changed the conversation. Appearing on the All the Smoke podcast, Cheryl Miller didn't hold back. She directly addressed the criticism surrounding Clark and even took aim at Sheryl Swoopes, dismissing many of the narratives that have surrounded the Indiana Fever star.
Talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old.
Miller's comments quickly spread across social media because they came from someone whose voice carries enormous respect throughout the basketball world. More importantly, she explained why Clark deserves far more credit than many have been willing to give her. To understand why Miller's comments have made such a huge impact, you first have to look back at everything that has happened over the past year. Since Caitlin Clark entered the national spotlight at Iowa, Sheryl Swoopes has consistently questioned different parts of Clark's career.
Right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Carry on.
I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
I said that because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots.
Whether it involved her college accomplishments or her transition into the WNBA, the criticism seemed to continue no matter what Clark achieved on the court. One of the biggest controversies came when Swoopes incorrectly claimed that Clark was 25 years old while competing against much younger college players. The statement immediately drew criticism because it simply wasn't true. Clark was only 22 years old during her final season at Iowa and completed her college career in 4 years just like countless other NCAA stars. When fans...
If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
Pointed out the mistake, Swoopes later suggested her comments were exaggerated because of the extra COVID eligibility year, but many people felt that explanation failed to clear up the confusion. The criticism didn't stop there. Swoopes also suggested that Clark was simply taking an outrageous number of shots every game, creating the impression that she was an extremely selfish player. But the actual statistics painted a much different picture. Clark averaged around 23 field goal attempts per game while also leading the nation in assists and consistently creating scoring opportunities for her teammates. Ironically, Swoopes herself carried a similarly heavy offensive workload during her own college career, making the comparison even more surprising.
Be good. What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
Respectfully, there is absolutely no way, even when we're trying to sit here and play semantics about dominating, there's no way that anyone could ever leave this season in saying that both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese didn't.
As Clark continued climbing toward the NCAA's all-time scoring record, another debate emerged. Swoopes argued that Clark only broke the record because she supposedly needed an extra fifth season. Once again, the facts told a different story. Clark shattered the scoring record during her fourth year of college basketball and chose to leave for the WNBA instead of using the additional COVID eligibility season that was available to her. The achievement stood entirely on its own. When Clark finally entered the WNBA, many expected the criticism to disappear once she faced professional competition. Instead, more doubts followed. Swoopes questioned
Cheryl, since she was in college, I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that there was this quote by Cheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, however old, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate.
Whether Clark would be able to dominate against experienced veterans and suggested that her college success would not automatically translate to the professional game. But Clark quickly began proving herself against the best players in the world as the season unfolded. Clark continued exceeding expectations. She broke rookie assist records, became one of the league's most productive playmakers, and finished her first season averaging over 19 points while leading the entire WNBA in assists.
Treadmill, and I called her as a friend, and I said, you can say whatever you want, you can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you might like Boston, I might like the Yankees. It's okay to have difference of opinions. Well, she got upset with me on the phone, and I was like, Cheryl, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship it pretty much is not happening at this point. I tried to talk to her at the Final Four. Right. She didn't want to talk to me. My life's going to be good or great with or without Sheryl Swoopes.
Those performances helped her capture Rookie of the Year honors and silenced many of the early concerns surrounding her ability to adjust to the professional level. Even after Clark's impressive rookie campaign, the conversation surrounding her never completely settled. During an appearance on Angel Reese's podcast, Swoopes insisted that she didn't dislike Clark personally. However, many fans pointed out that her public comments often seemed to contradict that claim.
Well, Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes. But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was.
While saying she respected Clark, she continued questioning many of the accomplishments that had already been backed up by statistics and performances on the court. Eventually, the growing controversy became impossible to ignore. When the Indiana Fever played one of their nationally followed games, Swoopes was removed from the broadcast team and replaced by Nancy Lieberman. Lieberman openly defended Clark and pushed back against much of the misinformation that had surrounded the young superstar, adding another respected voice to the growing list of basketball figures supporting her. Still, many fans were waiting for someone with even greater influence to step into the debate.
Look, as much as she was given, you can't tell me if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for her to fall.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yep.
So, with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid.
That moment finally arrived when Cheryl Miller appeared on All the Smoke. As one of the greatest players in basketball history and someone who had actually coached Caitlin Clark during the WNBA All-Star Game, Miller brought a perspective that very few people could match. Miller didn't hesitate when discussing the criticism aimed at Clark. She dismissed many of the negative narratives with humor before delivering one of the interview's most memorable moments, referring to Clark's critics as big dummies. The comment instantly went viral because it perfectly captured the frustration many fans had felt while watching Clark repeatedly defend herself through her performances instead of words.
The All-Star game. You spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best
ever.
coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlin Clark, how was the experience for her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is, how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my
Skin.
color.
Beyond defending Clark personally, Miller also pointed out something many people continue to overlook. Caitlin Clark's arrival has brought unprecedented attention to the WNBA. Television ratings have increased dramatically, arenas have sold out across the country, merchandise sales have exploded, and overall interest in women's basketball has reached levels the league had never experienced before. Whether people support Clark or criticize her, her impact on the sport is impossible to ignore. What makes Cheryl
Can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't.
Miller's opinion especially valuable is that she isn't simply speaking as an outside observer. During the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, she coached Clark directly and saw firsthand how she prepares, communicates with teammates, and approaches the game. That experience gave Miller a much deeper understanding of Clark's abilities than most television commentators or media personalities could ever have. According to Miller, one of the biggest reasons Clark separates herself from other players isn't just her scoring ability.
Watching her pass, and I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version. Thinker. Defensively, a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids be themselves.
It's her basketball IQ, court vision, and willingness to make the right play regardless of who receives the credit. Miller explained that Clark sees passing lanes before they fully develop and consistently creates opportunities that many players simply don't recognize. Those qualities, she believes, are what make Clark truly special. Perhaps the strongest message from Cheryl Miller wasn't about statistics or awards at all. It was about support. Miller revealed that after Indiana earned its first victory of Clark's rookie season, she made sure to encourage the young star during one of the most challenging stretches of her career. At a time when Clark faced constant scrutiny from every direction, Miller wanted her to know that people who truly understood the game recognized exactly how special she was.
I was getting hit with everything left and right, and I just said, I hugged her, I said, I'm so proud of you. I go, savor this. Use this as a formula. I said, but keep being you. I said, no matter what, keep being you.
That moment helped form a relationship built on respect, mentorship, and a shared belief that Clark's best basketball is still ahead of her. That emotional exchange between Cheryl Miller and Caitlin Clark after Indiana finally earned its first win wasn't just another post-game moment. It revealed how difficult Clark's rookie season had really been behind the scenes. Every game seemed to come with enormous expectations, constant criticism, and endless media attention. Miller recognized exactly what Clark was dealing with because she had experienced the pressure of being a trailblazer herself.
It's a crown that she's wearing right now.
Right.
And it wasn't something that she self-anointed herself. It's something that's been placed on her head, and I hope people understand that. But it's everything that she's dealing with.
Instead of simply congratulating Clark, she offered genuine encouragement at a time when the young star needed it most. Miller later explained that her message to Clark wasn't about basketball alone. She wanted Clark to understand that adversity is part of every great player's journey. The spotlight can become overwhelming, especially when every performance is analyzed from every angle. Miller encouraged her to stay confident, trust her preparation, and continue playing with the same joy and fearlessness that had carried her from Iowa to the WNBA.
And I gave her the biggest hug that I could. And when she saw me, she's like, oh man, finally somebody I see that's on my side.
Right, they can relate.
The one thing that I said to her, and she was heading into her senior year, was have fun. No matter all the static, just make sure you find that quiet.
Those words carried far more weight than an ordinary compliment. Coming from one of the greatest players in basketball history, Miller's advice served as reassurance that Clark was on the right path despite all the outside noise. Instead of allowing criticism to define her season, Miller urged Clark to use every challenge as motivation and continue growing into the superstar many believed she was destined to become. Whenever Cheryl Miller speaks, the basketball world pays attention.
To set a screen for Kaylin, Kaylin don't need a screen. Kaylin's got great handles. The one thing that I don't think people really appreciate about that young lady's game, she can pass the ball.
She can't pass. She got great assists.
She
The bounce pass is powerful.
which is almost non-existent.
Resume speaks for itself with multiple Player of the Year awards, national championships, Olympic gold, and a place among the greatest legends the sport has ever produced. Because of that history, her opinion carries enormous credibility. So when she publicly praised Caitlin Clark, many fans saw it as validation from someone who truly understands what greatness looks like. One area Miller believes still doesn't receive enough appreciation is Clark's passing ability.
What have they done for the women's game from the collegiate level to now? And it's working. And it was only a matter of time. And great narratives, great storylines. But now, the bottom line comes down to one thing. It's about basketball. And it's about...
While most people focus on her incredible shooting range, Miller emphasized that Clark's vision may actually be her greatest weapon. She consistently finds teammates in positions that very few players even notice, turning difficult situations into easy scoring opportunities. According to Miller, that rare court vision is what elevates Clark from being an elite scorer to becoming one of the game's complete playmakers. Miller also pointed out that coaching Clark during the WNBA All-Star Game allowed her to see qualities that television cameras often miss.
If any, did you share in that meeting with Kaylee? Because I know that she spoke very highly of you, got great respect for you.
I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and it's
watched Clark communicate with teammates, process defensive adjustments, and make quick decisions under pressure. Those experiences only strengthened Miller's belief that many of the public criticisms surrounding Clark simply didn't match the player she witnessed firsthand, but their relationship extends beyond one All-Star appearance. Many fans now believe that Cheryl Miller could become an important mentor as Clark continues developing into one of the faces of the WNBA. Their mutual respect has already sparked excitement because Miller possesses decades of experience while Clark represents the league's rapidly growing future.
I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and it's fun.
Nation could become incredibly valuable for both Clark and the Indiana Fever. Long before the two ever worked together, Caitlin Clark had openly admired Cheryl Miller's career. Clark often spoke about the pioneers who helped build women's basketball into what it is today, and Miller was always among the legends she respected most. So when the opportunity finally came to learn directly from one of her basketball heroes, Clark embraced it with genuine appreciation.
Be around those two people that have done so much for the game, for me is super special. Like, there's still two people that I really look up to and idolize and appreciate everything that they've done, and for them to have this moment too and be a part of it, like, it's just super cool.
Clark admitted that spending time with Miller during All-Star Weekend was a special experience. She praised Miller not only for her legendary accomplishments but also for the positive energy she brought around the team. Rather than creating pressure, Miller made players feel comfortable while still sharing valuable knowledge that could help them improve both mentally and physically. As the All-Star event approached, excitement continued building around the opportunity for Clark and Miller to work together. Fans were eager to see two different generations of basketball excellence share the same sideline. Although it only lasted for one weekend, many believed the partnership could lead to a lasting connection beyond the exhibition game itself. Their first conversations quickly showed why so many people enjoyed seeing them together. There was obvious
smokes. What an opportunity. And I was excited, like really, really excited, till I found out that the team I'm coaching wants to beat the brakes off our Olympic team. I'm like, okay, the pressure's on. So now we got a game, folks. We're going to have a game, but it's been fantastic.
Mutual respect from the very beginning. Miller appreciated Clark's willingness to listen and learn, while Clark admired Miller's honesty, leadership, and decades of experience at the highest level of basketball. That chemistry became clear almost immediately. Despite already becoming one of the biggest stars in women's basketball, Clark approached Miller with complete humility. She treated the Hall of Famer with the respect of someone meeting a lifelong role model rather than simply another coach. Miller responded with equal warmth, creating a relationship that felt authentic rather than forced for the cameras. After spending time around the Indiana Fever roster, Miller came away extremely impressed by what she saw. She wasn't just excited about Caitlin Clark individually. She believed the entire team possessed enormous potential.
Well, that came well before today's game. They were skilled, they were incredible. The spotlight is now enhanced, and give these women credit. They have certainly elevated the game. But there are some truly, truly great players that could play today that played yesterday.
And you know what? And I love the way that you said piggyback, because in no way, shape, or form am I not appreciative of where the game is at and the exposure, because we get exposure. Everybody forgot Lynette Woodard until Caitlin Clark broke her score.
Indiana has assembled a talented young core capable of competing with anyone if they continue developing together over the next few seasons. One quality that stood out most to Miller was the fearlessness of the Fever players. She explained that this group never backs away from competition regardless of the opponent standing across the court. That confidence, combined with their willingness to continue learning, convinced Miller that Indiana is building the type of mentality championship teams need to succeed over the long term. Another surprise for Miller was the basketball intelligence displayed throughout the roster. She expected talent, but she admitted she hadn't realized just how advanced the team's overall basketball IQ really was. Their understanding of spacing, ball movement, defensive rotations, and game situations left a strong impression, reinforcing her belief that this young group has an incredibly bright future ahead. Miller has repeatedly spoken about one particular skill that separates Clark from almost everyone else in basketball: her vision. She believes Clark processes the game differently, almost as if she sees plays developing several steps before everyone else on the floor. That ability allows her to control the pace of games while constantly creating opportunities for teammates. During one of their conversations, Miller offered Clark a simple but meaningful message. She told her how proud she was of everything she had accomplished and encouraged her to enjoy the journey while remaining true to herself. It wasn't just praise. It felt like one legendary player passing wisdom to the next generation, reminding Clark to keep believing in her own unique style of basketball. As debates surrounding Caitlin Clark continue, Cheryl Miller's support has changed the tone of the conversation. Instead of focusing on criticism and negativity, Miller has reminded everyone why Clark has become such an important figure in women's basketball. With experienced legends standing behind her and a talented Indiana Fever team continuing to grow, many fans now believe the franchise is moving toward a future filled with championship expectations. As always, let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more basketball updates.